What we doing, Brody?
Hey, what's the word, man? How you doing, man?
I'm phenomenal, bro. First, I'm great. You know, life is great. I have no complaints right now. Um, it's a lot to catch up on to dive in, but at surface level, man, I'm great. How are you, man, Mister? Look, it's Julian's birthday, man. It's Julian's birthday, man. Shit, my bad. We're gonna have to edit that out. We're gonna put like a big, you know how they cuss? We're gonna put like a pause, like the ding. We're gonna put that down. It's Marquette Wizard's birthday, man. Happy birthday, man. How are you doing, brother? Talk to me. How you feeling?
I appreciate that, man. No, we good, man. Like we living, man. We here. You know what I mean? Like things have been on the up and up lately. You know, like things have not always been that way, but things are that way now. So that's all that really matter, honestly. Nice. You know, type shit. But things have been going good, man. You know, I can't complain. Work's been picking up. We got that full time now. You know, we still making time to do music. We still making time to stream. You know, we stream on Twitch sometimes type shit, you know. So
Facts.
Everything's good, man. Life is good. You know, my girl, relationships, mom, shit like that. You know, my homies, my family. You know, we here, man.
That's good. And that's real important, man. Because I want to say, like, I think we kind of took a break after probably like we podded probably like the first few weeks of the new year. Then we kind of took a little break just to get things in life in order. And I know at least for me, like these last few weeks has just been very just all over the place, not just regarding emotions, but just regarding just life, period. Like just opportunities that's been popping up. It's been a lot of everything. I can't even just say one particular area of life that's more stronger than the other. It's just been a lot of everything going on. But the great part about it is that I felt like it was the right kind of intermission for real. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was the right kind of break. You know, just being able to pause and just take a moment to really just get life together. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
I'm grateful that we have a way like we were able to do this. Like I think that's the advantage we have to pre-recording material versus just kind of like dropping it on a live. Like I don't know the exact cadence, but like on a weekly basis, so to speak. Like if we was doing this on a weekly basis, that probably would have threw things off for us. But the fact we taking a route that we're taking to pre-record everything and then release it, you know, to drop it all off at once, I think that's what makes it so dope is that we're able to, you know, put this on our schedule the way we like to, man, and still, you know, dedicate ourselves to this. So I'm excited, man, because I get to just sit down and chop it up with my brother today, man. There's been a lot of eventful things going on, man. I know at least for me, bro, I know it's been opportunity that's been popping up just on the DJing side of things, just between gigs and just networking opportunities, potential opportunities to go to some other cities, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so that's been pretty dope. Finally I made a final edit to the Poster Boy track list. You know, that's something it was out of the blue, but I felt like the way life was going, it helped me put a conclusion on it. You know what I mean? It helped me find, because the songs was already there, the music was already there, but it helped me like finally say, this is how I want to conclude this. This is how I want to, you know, finish this and feel confident about it, right?
That must be a good feeling.
Man, bro, for me, it's like, it's still kind of it's still processing. And I think it's going to be like that pending feeling until like I release it and kind of just get it off my back. But it feels great, bro, because I'm just sitting like, I think every day I wake up more and more excited about sharing it with the world, because it's just knowing that like, this is something I've been working on for some time, and I'm not expecting it to hit everybody. I'm not expecting everybody to like it or to love it, man. But I'm looking forward to those that do connect with it and those that do, you know, gravitate towards it, because it has been a like a want for my music. You know what I mean? And that's something I didn't really appreciate until like I sat down and had more conversations with the homies, man. And y'all was just like, bro, you got to drop. Like,
it's a journey.
Yeah, and I felt like I had to feel ready. I felt like I couldn't allow nothing around me to determine like me feeling ready to drop. But at the same time, it was that feeling of like it felt like a responsibility. Like it got to a point where it felt like it was my responsibility to give this like to release this now, you know. And with that being said, I feel like it's not just about what you do, but how you do it. I feel like that's everything in life.
Say it
So
again, man. Shit. Yup.
yeah, and for me, it's just one of those things that it's dope to even have this platform to even be able to talk about it because it is an anxiety with this shit, bro. I don't want to pretend like it's not. It definitely is, you know. And what's been great about it is that I'm around. I wouldn't just say but we're around fellow artists. You know what I'm saying? But
Yup.
we're like, I mean, we go deeper than music. You know what I'm saying? But what's helpful is that we have real life conversations that resonate in so many arenas outside of music that when it is time to do that, it's like, all right, let's do it. You feel me? So something else that's been exciting is that I got asked to do a feature. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
Oh
play it
shit.
for you. I'm
Oh
gonna play it
shit.
for you before we get out of here. But I'm not gonna say who it was by or who it was from. But I'm gonna just say like I got tapped to do a feature, man, and it was very unexpected. But I felt like
Sort of magic happens.
exactly. I felt good about it because it was like the way it kind of happened. I was just like, oh, like, you know, I just pulled up. It was literally just a matter of me being in the right place at the right time. You know, and that particular day I woke up feeling like, man, I don't feel like going. Like, I just feel like staying in the crib. But if something told me, like, bro, get out the house or you're going to sit in this feeling. Like, you're not going to get nothing done if you sit there. And I'm glad that I moved because I walked into an opportunity without even knowing. Like, just as a result of me being in the studio, it was like, hey, man, you finna do this. And I'm like,
All right.
all right, cool. You know, and
Yeah.
what's been dope about that is that as a result of me finishing one feature, I got two back. I'm not gonna say who the two I got back was from, but you know, it's just even chipping away on future projects that's to come. You know, I feel really, really good about that. Like it's some things that's in the works, man. But I finally feel like as an artist, I feel confident enough to start presenting my music, you know, and that's I would say that's been about a 2-year journey. For real, for real. Like for me starting making music is it's probably been well, I would say we ain't gonna go into that whole deep dive, but like since I started taking it serious, it's been 2 years. So I feel great about that, especially as like I'm nearing this 4-year anniversary of me returning from Trinity. For those of you that don't know, Trinity College is my alma mater, meaning that's where I earned my bachelor's degree. And I've been thinking about that lately too. Like, man, it's been 4 years since I returned home from school, and at the time, you know, this was my senior year. We returned during the midst of a pandemic starting, not really knowing what the hell was happening or what was about to come. Or
It's pretty crazy.
when you think about it, bro, really think about like where were you 4 years ago today? Like 4 years ago, this date, where were you? What was going on in your life? Think about that.
Well, right, yeah. Like we're basically coming off the pandemic. A lot of shit. A lot of people were getting laid off and shit. Like people having to switch careers. Like just a lot of moving parts and just like a lot of stuff in the media. There's always a lot of shit in the media, but it's like still like just it was a crazy time.
We just lost Pop Smoke. Just lost Kobe. You know,
That's fucking crazy.
it's just like I'm just thinking about like, man, 2020 was really. I mean, maybe it's just me, but it felt like that pandemic really took a lot of life out of things. But I felt like it took a lot of life out of my wants, but it brought a lot of life into my needs.
I think it made people appreciate life a little bit more because it's like
Agreed.
you couldn't go out, you couldn't go to restaurants, you couldn't go to events, like nothing like that,
Facts.
and people was just secluded and shit like that. So it's like people had to sit with themselves and man, just like honestly do some soul searching. I feel like, and then really learn to appreciate life in a different capacity, like the fragility of life. Like man, like you only get one of these motherfuckers being the person that you are. You know what I mean? And it's like shit.
Nah, that's a fact, but I'm laughing because I just thought back to myself, bro. And it's funny because you with me right now, but I got robbed for the first time during the pandemic. You remember that?
I'm thinking back, but like tell the story.
Yeah,
For
so and this is a shameless thing, but I feel like I gotta put myself out there because this may help somebody in the future, right?
facts.
So I was doing the dummy thing of like, I wouldn't say the dummy thing of being on Tinder. I don't think there's anything wrong with being on these internet dating sites, but what was the dumb thing that I did was reveal my address, thinking I'm like, man, she trying to pull up. We about to smoke and do something else. Like I'm like, it's going down. Like
That's what
you know
that's what
saying?
Tinder's for.
Pandemic
though, so,
buns. What we doing? You feel me? Pandemic buns, man. Man. All I'm gonna say is, man, a car pulled up, bro. It was two shorties in the back seat with two niggas in the front seat. I put my hand in the car first with the money, and they drove off of my shit. And I'm not mad about it.
At least that's all that happened, though. Honestly.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, in hindsight, bro, like, I really laugh about it because it's like, imagine if I reacted then. Like, really sitting back and looking at what's going on now in life. Imagine if I reacted then.
Well, because the thing is different now. Like like to be frank, like we just walk around with pipes now, so it's like things could allegedly. We got we're good. We got the CCL shit like that. I'm just being real. So like the reaction's gonna be different. It could be a whole different scenario that we talking about right now, but it's not. You know what I mean? So it's like shit. Like I'm just saying, man. Like back then, like I don't know, like I'm like, but we blessed, man. We blessed to be here. We blessed to not really be dealing with no bullshit like that again, type shit. But man, like times back then was crazy for sure. You know what I mean? But here we are, man. We in this space. We create this safe space for people to, you know what I mean, just express themselves. There's really a bigger picture behind this whole shit, like we talk about all the time, man. Like, it's deeper than music. It's deeper than just like these simple things, Like we really be trying to have like real life conversations, or we be throwing out game, or we just be coming together as brothers to do this check in like we do all the time, and I feel like it's very needed. You know what I mean?
That's a fact, and that's why I feel like it was important to share that part, because it's like, I'm learning that it's vulnerability. Like, it's a lot of strength in sharing my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody could sit back, like, yeah, it wasn't the wisest thing to do, right? But I pray that really reaches somebody. Like, bro, don't be online just sharing your information with anybody. Just it don't matter what the circumstance is. It don't matter what you really want, bro. Like, it's really like that shit is dangerous.
Just move smart type shit.
Man, exactly, bro. And it's like, even now, me being a 26-year-old young man, I'm sitting back like, bro, I would never like the idea of me doing that now, bro. I'm sitting back like, nigga, please, bro. Like that, or the idea of somebody even trying to do that to me now. It ain't even the fact that, because I would flat out like, I don't think I would even allow myself to be in that position at this point.
Well, the mindset has shifted to a whole different realm now, I would say. A
whole different, yeah. And I think, like, again, bro, just, I'm grateful that even in that moment that, like, I'm grateful that the right things happened at the right time. That's the best way to say it. Like, bro, that, like, who knows how that could have went had I reacted. Had I, you know what I'm saying, or et cetera. Like, or I would have, who knows how, like, had I called somebody to say, let's go do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that shit wasn't worth it. Like, I'm sitting back blessed now. You know what I'm saying? A new address, whole different spot, whole different phone number, whole different, like, whole new everything. And it's just to say, glory, first and foremost, glory bees to God, right? Glory goes to God. Facts, God did. Right?
God did, yeah.
It's one of them things, man, that I just really be on the type of time of like, how can I look back and see my growth? And like see my growth to where I'm at now. And
growth is crazy, by the way. Let me just say, like, just as a brother, like, just like looking, like, and thinking about the stuff we used to think was important and the stuff that we used to, like, move on and shit like that. Like, just in general, like, all of us, you know what I mean? Like, it was just yesterday I was pulling up, to the apartment with y'all in the backyard. Like, we pulling up with a case of champagne. We fucking just, you know what I mean? We busting them shits, just like, where the hoes at?
We
Like, just go crazy.
We literally
like,
was just popping
Like,
champagne in the backyard. Like, we wasn't even drinking all the bottles, bro. We was literally just popping champagne for a sport.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, I bet I could.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, you got a bottle?
Yeah,
like,
everyone had a bottle.
We was literally
shit.
just like, that shit was real, man. And even just understanding just the moment in life that was, right? Like, just it's crazy because even looking back now on that, just again, it goes back to this post I seen the other day. Like, don't judge your like a lot of times we base our progress upon what we do every day instead of looking at it from a wider lens and saying, well, this is where I was at 6 months ago. This is where I was at a year ago. This is where I was at 2 years ago. This is where I was at 5 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So when you break it down like that a little further, you're able to, hopefully a handful of us are able to see the real progress we've made. So as I look back from that moment, I just remember even just the crowd of people I was around during that season and even just like telling them like, like I'm about to like do this DJ thing and like I'm about to go back to campus and my name about to like really go somewhere but to really be able to like do that. And now it's in a situation like now it's the same thing but a different city. And this city just happened to be my hometown. And it's like I was just explaining this to a classmate earlier, like how grateful I am just to be at home doing a handful of the things that I'm doing, to be able to have a full-time opportunity with benefits, right? Like when I injured my hand, we going back to our pilot here, right? Like that was the same day we did the pilot for real, right?
That's crazy now that I think about that too.
Yeah, like I really left the hospital and was like, yeah, let's go do a podcast.
That's not something that the average person would probably do after something like that happened to them.
Because for me, it was a thing of like, bro, me and my brother made plans already. And it's just like, nothing is going to interfere with the plan that we made. I'm like, because I think that day we were like, we either going to record, we're going to do something. We're going to record, we're going to do something.
It's going to connect.
And then when I pulled up, I was already kind of in a relaxed state because I had smoked. I was proud of myself, nigga. I rolled the backwood with one hand in rush hour.
I can't even roll backwards. So like shit. That just can attest to how amazing that is.
Yeah, bro. I was sitting back proud of myself. I'm like, I ain't use a roller or nothing. I'm like, one hand, bro. I'm on the highway just like, ooh wee, baby. So with that,
some applause for that, man. Yeah,
man. Thank you. And I'm pretty sure I went to Chick-fil-A after that. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm trying to tell you, Chick-fil-A a hit every time. But
put the macaroni on top of chicken sandwich type shit.
I never did that before, but we might have to try that. Yeah. Just to, we might have to start trying like some hidden Chick-fil-A recipes, like start putting shit together just to see what like the ultimate Chick-fil-A experience. Like we might have to figure that out. But anyway, like I remember that day so vividly, bro, because it was just a lot going on in life that day. But even to fast track to what's going on now, like to be back at work, right? Because most people would quit after a situation like that happened. Oh, y'all didn't do this. Nah, for me, it was like I hated that I had to sit out, to be honest. But I looked at it as a blessing because at that time, in my mind, I was saying like, bro, like, man, I wish I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving break. I'm looking forward to Christmas. Thanksgiving break had just passed. I'm looking forward to Christmas break. I'm like, man, if only I could just get to here, and even just thinking of myself going back 4 years ago, even with what was going on with me at the time before COVID had happened, like I was getting ready to go on spring break. COVID literally happened. Like we were sent home as a result of this pandemic days before my spring break. So it was like
March, April, something like that.
Right. So to look forward to these dates, like, man, like I just need to get to this. And then God happens. God operation. It's just this is something bigger than you. This is something bigger than your control. This is something bigger than your power. What you gonna do with it? You know,
God give
just
you a situation and you
yeah.
reacted accordingly.
And I think as a result of everything that happened during the pandemic, it prepared me for that moment of that, like, having a work injury, all these different things, and going through these situations. You know what I mean? Even like it's just like, man, like if I'm being honest, like we was talking about this as you was setting up, like, bro, the day I injured my hand, I had no idea, no intention to like we were gonna start a podcast. I didn't like after that happened. I'm like it. I'm trying to hold tears in. I'm like, man, I'm about to be running late. I just cancel, like, and then I just get back to my truck and I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'm about to go pull up on bro. And I got like my mom cussed me out for that. You know what I'm
Really,
saying?
I
Like,
didn't know that either.
yeah, like, and the thing, like, and I'm not, and I'm only sharing this because this is a part of what comes with this journey. Like when you grow, the people around you grow. And at the time, that felt like a really uncomfortable thing. But my mama was absolutely right. Like, nah, I had no business being out. I had no business doing these things. And even though I tried to find a way to make it like, Ma, I gotta do this. She was absolutely right. Like I should have been recovering. But what I did not know was as a result of me doing a handful of these things, as a result of me DJing, moving, that helped my healing process. No, I can't make this up. The doctor was telling me like you moving your fingers and trying to grab a microphone. Like, mind you, I'm doing these things because I'm just trying to like adhere to the fact that I agreed to these events. I told myself I was gonna do these things. It was some events I didn't make it out to as a result of my injury.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was some things I did kind of like push off to the side, but
For the most part, I feel like
for
you
the
made
most part,
everything
I
though.
took everything, bro. Like it was nothing I missed. It was nothing I missed. It was nothing I was trying to miss. And as a result of all of that, bro, just going through that journey, bro, it put me in a really beautiful journey. So at the time of me gaining this, like as this injury happened, um, another opportunity had presented itself for me to do a spot called Game Time Sports Bar and Grill.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been working through finding like the right day for weeks, right? We tried Sundays, we tried a handful of things, man, but we finally solidified a date for me. So I now do Taco Tuesdays at Game Time Sports Bar and Grill.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting, man. And these opportunities are dope because it's like, again, like each of these bars, restaurants, they have so different vibes. You're dealing with different people, but at the same time, the thing that remains constant is you. The thing that remain the constant variable is you.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to like go into these different spaces and still be able to be myself, man, is a blessing. But to even like these are things I dreamed of doing. You know what I'm saying? Like coming home 4 years ago, I didn't think that things would be this way. It was an opportunity I had landed um, that I can't really speak on just yet because I'm waiting for it to still unravel itself. But
Mm-hmm.
just there's so many different things that's coming full circle. You know what I'm saying? And one of the bigger things I'm excited about too is just aside from my own things, Mexico, PB Mexico, man. His album is, his mixtape, Purple Heart tape is ready.
Shout out to bro.
And that's an exciting thing. And I have to speak on it and I have to mention it because, you know, this is a young man that I watched like transition through high school, start college and then get on this, like goes from being this athlete to becoming this artist. You know what I mean? And watching the journey that's been for him, his father, who is his manager, all and his whole team, his family, etc. And just seeing them finally get to this point with this project, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's so beautiful, man. And I just want to say salute to the whole Black Bleeders Empire team, man. Like, um, I'm sitting back proud, and I say that because just knowing how hard everybody has been working over there, you know what I mean? It's really been a journey, and to see how to watch it all happened. You know what I mean? I remember coming home and my uncle pulling me to the side, my uncle being my Uncle Jay, right?
Mm-hmm.
He pulled me to the side like, hey, I want you to check this out. Like, I remember him sending me his own music when I was in college. So the fact we're at a point now where his son, his offspring, right, the next generation, which is quote unquote my generation still, is preparing to start his own thing. I'm so happy and I'm just so proud of him. You know what I mean? And
It's a beautiful thing.
yeah, and I gotta share that just like that because I feel like a lot of times, man, like it's just important to be happy for other people's blessings and to be happy for other people's hard work. You know, these I can't just say these guys because they're family. They're family, but they've support. There's nothing I've done that they haven't supported. I remember when I had this idea about doing shirts for my neighborhood. My uncle was like, "How can I help?" He pulled up. I'm talking about literally day of, pulled up, put him in a shirt, went outside and took photos. And I was able to make enough money to have, like, my dad was sending me money when I was in college off of the proceeds of this shirt.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I've been positioned to win as a result of my uncle's help and as a result of the help from him and his family. So I feel like it's only fair that I just share my joy, but also I share my platform. I share my audience to theirs. You know what I'm saying? To let them know, like, man, hey y'all, look, we have a real young spitter in this guy. We got a once in a lifetime talent in this artist, being PB Mexico, that is. So I'm really, really excited about that. Hopefully by the time this airs, man, y'all are able to stream and download this project everywhere. But really, this is something that's an exciting thing for me, man. And another thing too, before I kind of conclude, like my things of it, like, well, my tangent here. Mayberry Mob. I gotta mention the Mayberry Mob. Shout out to Doughboy the Boss. Shout out to the BCE team, the whole Boss City Entertainment team. I'm watching that thing grow, and that's so beautiful, man. Because again, that was another journey that I didn't anticipate happening as a result of being home or all these things. But I'm watching that thing unravel itself and just being able to play. I was able to play some new music, from laying line for like these Chicago families. I was DJing this event called the CPS Score cheerleading competition. I want to say it was the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to just like break some of the music there. And similar to how I did a PB Mexico track last year, I was able to see how this track is moving amongst the crowd and all these different things. And it just warms my heart to just see that these young girls, man, like as a result of what Unc is doing and how they really working with these girls over there, man. Like these girls had the entire UIC forum moving, and they weren't even there. Like I'm watching cheerleaders do flips to their music and all. Excuse me, not the tumbling team of the cheerleading squad do flips to their music, and it just made me just smile. And it's almost like it's a bittersweet kind of moment, man, because it's like now I'm watching the next generation, which is laying line, Doughboy the Boss's kids. I'm watching their music impact a crowd. And I gotta
It's an
tell
amazing
you,
thing,
man,
bro. It's an amazing thing to see, bro.
It does something to you, bro. It does something to you. It now I feel like I'm more on my purpose than I've ever been in my life. I feel more like I feel like I'm really fulfilling, what's going on in my world right now.
Would you say the vision is more clear than it's ever been?
Absolutely. I talk about it more in my music that's to come. Poster Boy is a real introduction, but Crescendo do a really good job of like speaking to what's going on in my life currently.